We're the only state in the nation over the last 8 years where community housing's gone backwards. Now, in that same period, many states have added many thousands of extra dwellings under that sector. And you can speak to the community housing sector about what things were like when Tim was the minister. We've got to empower them. We have to welcome them back. We have to allow them to be part of the solution. We have to make sure that social housing is built on time and on budget. We have to make sure that the private sector's there. But right now, the government's failing right across the board. People don't believe they can own their own home. People are struggling to pay rent and find rentals. And social housing is going backwards. That is a failure of epic proportions.
Yeah. Just your thoughts on the reports of the culture at the moment in youth, especially with the reports about pretty bad workplaces.
Well, we want public servants to go to work and feel valued and respected, and we want to make sure that we attract the best to join the ranks and make sure we value and respect the ones who are there. And it's important that ministers who lead departments and lead these organisations are held accountable for the culture and the feeling of self-worth. Now, if you have a look at whatever the frontline service is in Queensland, whether it's police, fireys, teachers, nurses, doctors, when you speak to frontline public servants, they tell you they're under more pressure than ever before. And that's because the government hasn't properly listened and resourced them, but it's also they haven't given the culture to put them in charge. And it's up to ministers to make sure that culture in departments are at a point that people want to go to work and they want to feel valued and respected, and they can be part of providing world-class services for Queenslanders. Yeah. Morale in the frontline service delivery in Queensland is at rock bottom, and they tell us that they don't feel valued and respected, not by Queenslanders but by the state government, and we want to change that. Now, the government went to the last election promising that they would bolster frontline services, and in many cases it's gone backwards. There are 322 fewer police today than 18 months ago. The targets set for teachers and nurses haven't been met. They're a million miles away from meeting them. When that happens, it makes those frontline people feel really undervalued. They are working their tail off to try and keep some form of services, and they know that in many cases they are unable to provide the level of service that they want to because of poor resourcing. And my vision for the public service is to make sure that we attract the best, we retain and respect the ones we have, and make sure that Queenslanders know they have the best class services no matter where they live.
Do you think
that was the Queensland opposition talking in Queensland there, and earlier promising to improve the housing crisis if elected.